Good morning, my dear students of class 12 Geography. This is the second video on chapter 2, the world population of the fundamentals of human geography. In the previous video of this chapter, we discussed up to the density of population and the density zones of the world. In this video, we proceed further with the factors influencing the distribution of population. In the previous unit, we have studied that the distribution of population on the earth is quite uneven. Some areas are densely populated, some areas are moderately populated, and some areas are thinly populated. So there must be certain regions that cause these differences in the settlement of people in the particular regions. These regions we can call the factors that influence the distribution of population. Broadly, these factors we divide into three groups. The factors that influence the distribution of population can be divided into three groups: geographical factors, economic factors, social and cultural factors. All the factors are very important, but geographical factors play the most vital role. What are the geographical factors here? Geographical factors that belong to our physical environment. Like first is availability of water. Availability of water, especially fresh water. We know fresh water is essential for survival. Fresh water is essential for survival, so people prefer to live in the areas where fresh water is easily available. And this is the reason we find most of the river plains, river basins are densely populated, because that provide easy access to water. The second is landforms. When we talk about the landforms, we mean the different relief order, mountain, plateaus, plains. And if we analyze the distribution of population over them, we find vast difference in the density of population in these areas, in the distribution of population in these areas. Plains provide flat, level tract of land, and people prefer living on flat plains and gentle slopes because they favor agricultural activities and industrial activities and other economic activities. It is easy to develop the network of transport and communication on the flat plains. On the other hand, what we see on the mountains slopes are steep, they have rugged topography, and so they hinder the development of transport and communication. Consequently, that hinder the other economic activities also. They normally do not favor agriculture or industrial expansion, industrialization. So people tend to be there in lesser number. Plateaus are moderately populated because of its mineral deposits, etc. So we find The different landforms offer different scope for human settlement, and accordingly, people are distributed over the earth. The third, the important factor is climate. Climate, the condition of temperature, rainfall, wind, precipitation, etc. And that play very important role. There are different types of climatic conditions, and people like to live where climate is moderate, climate is favorable for agriculture, for their health, for their economic activities, etc. Normally, people avoid or do not like to settle in the areas of extreme climate, where either temperature is very high or temperature is very low or rainfall is too high to survive. So areas with a comfortable climate attract people, whereas areas with very heavy rainfall or extreme or harsh climate have low population. This is the reason that, like monsoon climatic areas or coastal areas, they are densely populated areas. Now, soils. The fourth factor is soil. Soil that provide basis for the growth of plants. Without soil we cannot grow crops, and without crops we cannot sustain. The soils certainly play very important role. You have read that there are different types of soil. Somewhere we have alluvial soil, black soil, laterite soil, arid soil. So many types of soils we have, and all are not equally fertile. All cannot hold moisture for the equal period of time, and so we know that fertile soils are important for agriculture and allied activities. So the areas with good soil offer better attractions, offer better economic opportunities for agricultural activities, and so people like to live in the areas of fertile soil. This is the reason that we find alluvial, fertile, loamy soils are densely populated regions of the earth. Now, if we talk, the next factor is economic factor. Economic factor. Whatever work we do for generating income are our economic activities. Minerals. So among the economic factor, you can see that climate of that area is not good, but there is a mining activity in that area, and the area is populated. You can see the industry in the area which does not have good soil, good climate, even water scarcity is there, but there are industries, so people like to be there for job opportunity and for other economic opportunity. So economic factors also play very important role in the distribution of population. First is minerals. Areas with mineral deposits attract industries, because most of the industries need minerals as a raw material. So areas with minerals, they attract industries, and industries generate employment. It generates certain direct employment and certain indirect employment. Direct employment in the process of manufacturing, processing, etc., marketing, and indirect employment like transport and communication, banking sector, education sector, general shops, etc. That also grow. So the area gets populated. Many examples you can pick up. You see, many regions of Jharkhand, which were lowly populated, but after the minerals were started to be mined, the area got populated. Katanga, Zambia, copper belt of Africa, is one such example. It was an area of low population, but when copper mining started, the area got uh, well settled. Now, second is urbanization, towns and cities, expansion of towns and cities. Cities offer better employment opportunities because cities are the center of manufacturing, secondary and tertiary sectors, quaternary sectors. So they provide better opportunities, better educational and medical facilities, better means of transport and communication. And so people like to be in the urban areas. And that is the reason we find urban areas with dense population. Industrialization. In the previous point also we discussed industrialization, industrial development in an area which we call industrial belt provide job opportunities to larger number of people, and also initiate other allied economic activities. So people have better economic opportunities in the industrial belt, and so industrial belt get better populated. Kobe Osaka region of Japan is one example that is densely populated mainly because of industries. Now, so these are the 3 points: minerals, availability of minerals, urbanization, and industrialization under economic factors. Now, the third factor is social and cultural factor. Social and cultural factor. You see, we have been living in certain society, and it is not our decision. We have been living there for, generation to generation. And so we have got certain inclination to that culture from which to which we belong, and we do not want to leave that place. Similarly, we find there are certain religious centers, and because of the religious center only, because of being religiously important, that center are densely populated. So culture and religious factor, religion also play certain role in the distribution of population. Political factors also play very important role. People tend to move away from the places where there is social and political unrest, war, or the government failed to tackle with the terrorism, or there is a civil war, or any sort of political unrest is there. So there people find their future uncertain, their life uncertain, and so people tend to move away from such areas where we find there is a political unrest or the victim of civil war, etc. And the third is government policy. Certain settlement of population have taken place due to the government decision. In certain areas, government give certain incentives, develop the infrastructure to have human settlement. So The government decision also can cause and have been causing the have been influencing the distribution of population. We make a special economic zone, we make a special area where we provide water or other infrastructural facilities so that people can come there to settle. Mainly, we government do these to make the area inhabited. So government's policy also plays important role in distribution of population. Okay, in this video, this much only. In the next video, we'll talk about another topic because the longer video does not support the uploading. Okay, thank you.